Well, from 1790 to the year 1800, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania would be the nation's capital. It would be the temporary capital while they're building what we now know as Washington, D.C. So this building was not built to serve the United States Congress. It was built and served as a Philadelphia County Courthouse. But when the nation's capital came to Philadelphia, a lot of local buildings were loaned to the federal government. This was the House of Representatives. Senate met upstairs on the second floor. In the House, seating is very important because it's based on population, meaning the more people you have in your state, the more representatives you would have in the House speaking for your respective states. When Congress first met here in the House, there were only 65 seats, and that was because they took a guess as to how many people they thought were in the country. 1790 marked the very first census, and by the time they would leave, the seating in this room would have to go from 65 to 106, which is about the number of chairs that we have here now. At that point, chairs and desks in which you're seated are reproductions made to look like what was here at the time. Representatives were paid $6 a day if and when they showed up. Didn't show up, didn't get paid. Many people think we should go back to that. The public, like yourselves, were allowed to watch the House in session, and they would sit upstairs in the gallery. Although the Constitution was argued, debated, agreed upon, and eventually signed in the building we refer to now as Independence Hall, that was all well and fine. But in reality, no one knew if it would work, how long it would work. If it didn't work, whose job was it to fix it? Well, many of those early challenges to the Constitution took place in this very room. In this room, they added 3 new states, Vermont, Kentucky, and Tennessee. They would ratify the Bill of Rights, first 10 amendments to the Constitution, and it would mark the first peaceful transfer of power. John Adams takes his oath of office up on the Speaker's platform. The Senate is located on the second floor. That's where George Washington was sworn in for his second term. There's a bust of Benjamin Franklin that was commissioned by Congress. Benjamin Franklin died in 1790, so he did not get to see many of the changes that occurred in Philadelphia when it was the nation's capital. If you would like to take a photograph of this room, it's best to do it before we go upstairs to the Senate, because when we come down from the Senate, chances are we will not have access to this room once we leave. For your photographs, you are permitted on the House floor. We just ask that you cannot sit in any of these 3 chairs toward the front of the room. When you're ready to go to the Senate, we'll be going through the double doors up the stairs to the left.